Hey, what's going on, everyone? James and Numbers here. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be going over episode 3 of Big Brother Reindeer Games. Now, with that being said, let's get started. So, at the beginning of episode 3, we start with our episode off with everyone being all happy that they're still in the game. And then, after a bit of that, Nicole and Taylor start to begin talking strategy. And they were discussing about how they want all four girls to make it to the end. Oh, god damn it. Hang on a second. Oh, nope, it's not an important number. So I'm going to continue talking while the phone is ringing. So, yeah, god damn it, if this thing just, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to deal with this. Anyways, so they want all four girls to make it to the end, being Brittany, Danielle, Taylor, and Nicole. And Nicole and Taylor seem to really agree in doing that. Nicole says she wants all four girls to make it to the end, as it would end up being her best chance to winning. And Taylor does agree to this because Taylor does trust Nicole. And meanwhile, Xavier and Danielle start talking game to each other, and Xavier does tell Danielle about how he's upset, and rightfully so, that he was not saved despite their alliance that they had together. Danielle is committed to the all girls alliance, but she also understands that she needs Xavier as he is good at challenges and that he can trust her, and that Xavier trusts her. So basically, Xavier is going to be a crucial ally for Danielle. Unfortunately, Nicole and Brittany do end up finding out that Danielle is way too close to with Xavier, and they correctly assume that Danielle and Xavier are working together, and Danielle is using Xavier to her benefit. Nicole and Brittany do end up starting becoming doubtful about having all girls make it to the end as a possibility because they don't think that's going to be possible now. And okay, yeah. Oh yeah, and for the naughty and nice challenge, Derek X actually shows up. Hang on. For once, and actually, no, yeah. Derek X now officially becomes the next Elf Ambassador. So, what I'm assuming is happening now is each Elf Ambassador, Tiffany, Derek X, and Jordan, they're going to be they're hosting 2 episodes each. So, that's going to be pretty cool. I'd say that's going to be pretty cool. And Derek X also does introduce a Christmas crooner who sings like a very depressing version of the 12 Days of Christmas about how the crooner's girlfriend dumped her, and the song eventually stops at the ninth day as the crooner gets very angry about being dumped, and and that's when the naughty and nice challenge begins. The naughty and nice challenge for this episode was to unscramble letters, which are cookies, across the house to decode messages as to why the crooner's girlfriend dumped him. It's a four-word phrase, and the first person to ring it in with the telephone instead of a bell this time and guess the phrase correctly would win the advantage for the Jingle Bell Brawl. The reward for this challenge is a 2-minute head start for the Jingle Bell Brawl. And during the challenge, we see where some people are thinking. Xavier does continue to express doubt in his alliance, so he's really going to gun for it. He understands that the only person that who's going to save him is himself. Nicole wants the advantage as well because she wants to build a resume. Josh also wants to go for it because he wants to take any advantage possible. However, Brittany wants to throw the competition because she doesn't want to make any more enemies, and she wants either Frankie or Nicole to win. And after contestants began to struggle for a while, Derek does end up getting hints that the colors of the cookies are going to be important for them to solve the problems. So each color represents a word essentially. There was 4 colors for each one. There's 4 colors that the cookies could be in. So yeah, so then people were going, oh, and then people started to go ham on it. I also learned later on that Frankie is confirmed that he is going to be working with Nicole and Brittany, and they decided to use a divide and conquer strategy. So basically, what they decided to do is try to memorize each color and then try to get a word together. And Josh, Taylor, and Danielle all end up also become their own group as well within the challenge, as Josh does trust them, and they also do the same divide and conquer strategy. And Taylor, Danielle, and Josh do end up figuring out the riddle being you are too clingy. And Taylor was the first to ring in, and she ends up winning the challenge. Taylor has made it clear that she wants to target Frankie because Frankie is a good competitor. However, Xavier does tell Taylor to give the advantage to either him or Josh just so that she doesn't have to reveal her cards too much. And Xavier does trust Josh. So, yeah, it is clear that Danielle, Josh, Xavier, and Taylor are like a foursome. Okay, that sounded wrong, but anyways, Danielle and Brittany do however trust Taylor, and they assume that she is in 100% with the girls. So yeah, and Josh does eventually end up telling Taylor to give him the disadvantage in order to earn her trust, and and at the Jingle Bell Brawl, Taylor does so, and Derek does ends up hinting that in this episode of Santa Showdown, people might actually want to be in, but he doesn't really give out too much at that point. Throughout the Jingle Bell Brawl, the challenge is to build a gingerbread puzzle that is mini size that you can only use like tweezers to assemble the puzzle. So this is like a regular Big Brother competition that this is what okay, basically it's like this competition where like people there's like this mini that the challenge is usually based in mini form and they have to use like tweezers to like usually in order to like stack cups. That's basically what the challenge is based off of, but instead it's going to be like a puzzle. They have to assemble a gingerbread puzzle and they can only use the tweezers to help them. And so, yeah. Oh yeah, and Taylor's advantage was to like get a 2 minute head start from everybody else, and Josh's disadvantage is that his puzzle portrait that everyone gets as reference will be covered for like the first 5 minutes. In the challenge, Xavier is gunning for the win to make sure that he does not want to go to ensure that he does not go back to Santa's showdown for the third time. Frankie also wants to win, and Brittany and Nicole also have made it clear that they want to win as well. Nicole explicitly explains that she wants to go for it so that people will talk game with her and build relationships. So Nicole is trying to like build a social game. And oh yeah, I should be like scrolling down right now. Oh, yep, we're gonna go down here for now. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on, hang on. Okay, sorry. Anyways, and Danielle is also like gunning for it just so that she can feel safe. And after Josh's penalty is up, Josh end up realizing that he got a couple pieces wrong after, and so he had to eventually like start again. And this challenge was like hard. People were talking about how hard this competition was because one wrong move and pieces would begin to fall down. Every single person was like struggling. It was like not easy. In fact, one of them did say like, unless you're a surgeon, you are going to struggle. This was apparently a mental exhaustion. This was like mentally challenging. It was really hard to like do it. And at some point, both Frankie and Nicole develop different strategies in order to like stabilize their pieces. Frankie decides to make sure like his pieces like drop, make sure that once he gets his Frankie's strategy was like I'm sorry, basically to like drop the pieces right when he's about to like place them instead of just like regularly placing them, and that seemed to work for him. And Nicole seems to have a more riggedy strategy that seemed to work just as well. And Josh also begins to eventually catch up as well in the process, and the competition essentially basically comes down to Frankie, Nicole, and Josh. Nicole does end up finishing the competition first, but unfortunately, she does end up getting a couple pieces wrong, so she had to try again. So Josh is still in it. He was about to finish, but then one of his columns ended up falling, and yeah, Josh got devastated. And Frankie was also on his last piece when two of his columns also fell as well, so Frankie also got screwed in the process. However, Nicole finally gets it right this time on the second time, and she ends up winning the brawl, earning her safety for the day. She has the responsibility to send one person to Santa's showdown. If the person who is in Santa's showdown completes the challenges within a time limit, that person would have to choose the next person to go to the showdown. I'm a oh, hang on, hang on. I pulled up like the wrong thing for a second. So, oh god damn it, where's the challenge? Yeah, I know I'm giving out spoilers, but yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, here are the stats just to let you guys know. And I know I'm disorganized. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Nicole gets it right, earning her safety. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I literally have a script, so I can keep track of what I'm saying. If the person who's in Santa Showdown completes the challenge within a time limit, that person would have to choose the next person to go to the showdown. For every person who enters the showdown, they will be given less time each until someone is eliminated. At that point, we don't know too much about it, and Xavier is freaking out about Nicole putting him up because Xavier does have the least solid relationship with Nicole in the house. Frankie and Brittany talk about what to do for the showdown, and Frankie throws the idea of possibly having him go up first so that he can have a better chance of being safe. Xavier is does end up is the target for this week or for this episode. Brittany don't. Oh wait, my script says Frankie and Brittany, but it's supposed to be Frankie and Nicole. Brittany was the one who ends up walking in and talks to them about the game, and the final decision would not be made until they see the challenge. So Nicole's gonna decide she's gonna wait and see what's gonna happen, and then she'll make her decision from there. Santa's showdown is to maneuver. So we'll, okay, sorry. We go to Santa's showdown, and Santa's showdown is to maneuver an ornament through a maze-shaped snowflake inside a snow globe hamster wheel. Time Time starts with 5.5 minutes to free the ornament, and each person who gets sent in will have one less minute than the last in order to complete it. So essentially, it could potentially go down to like 30 seconds if somehow all contestants up for elimination end up surviving thus far at that point. So, and whoever ends up failing within the certain time frame will end up being eliminated. Nicole decides that, but is trying to decide between Brittany and Frankie because she wants to put her allies up first so that they can have the best chance at survival. And looking at the competition, Nicole realizes that Brittany is not going to be good at it. So she decides to choose Frankie because Frankie is very good at this type of challenge. And since this comp is one at a time, the house would end up being alerted with either sleigh bells ringing to indicate that the task has been completed within the time limit, or Jack Frost's laugh indicating that the person has been eliminated from the competition because they did not complete the maze within the time limit. And during Frankie's turn, Xavier, Taylor, and Danielle end up discussing the challenge, and Danielle did explain that she would be screwed if she goes up. And also during this time, Brittany begs Josh not to put her up if Josh gets sent to the showdown, and Brittany and Josh do end up like making a deal. Frankie finishes with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to spare, showing that he is really good at this type of challenge. And when Frankie and Nicole discussed who they want to put up next, Nicole tells Frankie that Xavier will put Brittany up if Xavier goes into the showdown and survives. So basically, Xavier is targeting Brittany for this one. Brittany wants Frankie to put Danielle up next, but Frankie wants to put in one of the guys next just so that he can either earn their trust or like maybe get them out sooner. Basically, that's what Frankie wanted. Whether or not that was a good idea, eh, you be the judge. Xavier and Josh try to save Danielle, but they also do not want to go into showdown. Makes sense because like it gets harder for every time like some but to every time for every time someone goes, and you guys get the idea. Frankie says that Danielle has nothing to do with the game, so essentially this was like a tug war between Xavier Josh on one end and Brittany on the other end, and Frankie is like, yeah, I don't want any part of this. So yeah, Frankie does decide to choose Xavier to go next, making it the third time he's been in the showdown. Like, wow. And Xavier is unsure of what Frankie is thinking. Frankie did state in his diary room entry that he wanted to choose Xavier because Xavier would help his game. It would either help him to either give him good standing with Xavier by giving him the second best chance of surviving, or eliminate a threat that he loses. So it was going to be a win-win situation either way by choosing Xavier. Xavier decides to use a slow and steady approach for this showdown, and during Xavier's turn, Brittany starts to worry even more that Xavier will pick her if he survives, which gives her regret of not going first. And Xavier barely survived with 14 seconds to spare. That was how close Xavier was to elimination. And Xavier does talk to Frankie and Danielle separately, telling them that he only had 14 seconds remaining, which he is telling the truth. Uh, it was really hard for Xavier, but he was able to get it done. He tells Danielle that he will send Brittany in, and in a separate conversation, Brittany is begging Xavier not to send her in. And Nicole does to save Brittany, but Xavier also tells Nicole that he only had 14 seconds left to spare, and when the decision came, Xavier chose Brittany, and Brittany was in tears because she believed that she was going home, given how hard the puzzle was. And Danielle also begins to like shed tears because she feels bad, and I think others were as well, but I think Danielle's was like the most significant. And while Brittany does the challenge, Nicole also begins to shed tears, knowing that her best friend in the house might be going home because, yeah, it was not the cards were not looking to be in Brittany's favor. Taylor and Josh assumed that they would be safe and Brittany will lose as because Brittany was not in the right headspace. So, but to everyone's surprise, Brittany ends up finishing with 1 minute and 17 seconds left to spare, and she is ecstatic. Now, once Brittany comes back into the house, she has to make a decision, and there's only like three people left she could choose from: Taylor, Josh, and Danielle, which who are all in the alliance. So that alliance, I think, it guarantees that that alliance is inevitably done. And Brittany, Nicole, and Frankie find out that Danielle was going after Brittany, and although in a separate conversation, Taylor said she would be okay with going next, just so that she could have the best chance at survival. And however, Xavier accidentally exposes to Brittany that he was trying to keep Danielle safe and made the decision easier for Brittany to choose Danielle to be in the showdown. And Danielle was very upset because she was indeed very loyal to her. And at the start of Danielle's turn, Danielle, she was struggling hard. She does end up picking the pace. She did end up getting so close, but unfortunately she did not make it in time and she ends up getting eliminated. Josh Taylor and Xavier begin to cry because they end up losing an ally, and so many people would end up being praising Danielle as a legend because she is known for being such a legend in the game. So yeah, unfortunately, Danielle ends up getting eliminated. However, at the end of the episode, she actually wins the $5,000. So yeah, so nobody else is going to get like $5,000 now for the gift opening that occurs at the end of every episode. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, you guys have understood what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain it the best that I can, but you know, I kind of want to do a player analysis on each player. Wow. Okay, what are my thoughts on this so far? I think Nicole is going to make it to the end of the game. Xavier is clearly the underdog of the season, like straight up. He's been to every Santa showdown. I think if Xavier keeps up his winning streak, with the Santa showdown, assuming that he's going to be in every showdown, I think he's going to make it to the end. I think Frankie is playing a great game. I think he may have underestimated Josh's social game, because Josh hasn't been thrown at all. I think, if not maybe a little, but I don't hear Josh's name get thrown out too much. And I would have to say same with Taylor. Hmm, who do I think is going to win? My other winner pick is now gone. Two of my winner picks, Neil and Cameron, are now like gone. So now I have to think about who do I think will actually has a good chance of winning. I don't know. I kind of want to see Brittany and Frankie win as they are the last non-winners standing. I think Frankie has a great shot at winning, but I think Danielle's gonna make no, not Danielle. Nicole, I'm sorry, is gonna make it to the end. It does guarantee that at least one guy and one girl is going to make it to like end of the game. So yeah, who do I think is gonna win? I think this is gonna be a house divided with Brittany, Frankie, and Nicole on one end, and Josh, Taylor, and Xavier on the other end. But obviously, there's going to be some tensions with Josh, Taylor, and Xavier. Maybe I don't know if it'll be like too much, considering that the tensions wasn't really so bad in episodes, wasn't really there at all in episode 3. So maybe not. But I do think it's going to be like Brittany, Frankie, and Nicole on one side, and Josh, Taylor, and Xavier on the other side. And I just realized that this ends up being like that. This looks like whites versus people of colors. Um, I think that is just an unfortunate coincidence. And yeah. Anyways, I kind of think this is going to be intense. I think it's too close for me to really tell who's gonna win. But I'm kind of think I'm rooting for Brittany and Frankie to win. But realistically, I kind of think it's either gonna be either Frankie, Xavier, or Nicole who are going to win this game right now. Yeah, I'm calling it. I think it's gonna be either one of those three to win. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.